Greetings, my name is Adriano Visagie and welcome to the 10th anniversary of celebrating and nurturing that is the Namibian Sound. Now, I'm super excited because we're celebrating a decade of music. I'm joined, that is, by the award-winning artist. She is a philanthropist, she's an entrepreneur, she is an all-rounder supporter of making sure that we emancipate art. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Lize Ehlers. Lize, good day and welcome. That is to celebrating 10 years.
Thank you
Oh,
so
wow.
much.
How do you
Adriano.
feel?
I think my face is already sore from smiling.
Yeah.
And just to have this honor, to
Right.
sit here in studio with you and to celebrate 10 years of RMB and, of course, 99 FM nurturing the Namibian Sound.
Absolutely. Media partner 99 FM, who we also give credit to, as well as RMB.
Yes.
Today's focus, Lize, is all about showing up. Oh,
Yes.
I love the song by you that simply says, just show up.
Yes.
You don't have to be the best, rather you just need to show up. Tell us about how important is showing up, not just for the RMB Song Night that has celebrated 10 years now,
Yeah.
but as a personal mantra for you.
Definitely, Adriano. For me, just show up. This statement actually saved my life.
Yeah.
And it actually propelled and composed the quality of the life that I lead. And I say life that I lead, not just life that I live,
Yeah.
because I lead by example.
Right.
And, to be able to commemorate 10 years of R&B Song Night
Yeah.
in collaboration with 99 FM, it's about us having shown up the entire time.
Right.
We've been showing up for our industry, for our community of artists. And I've been showing up for myself and my dreams for 10 years.
Yeah.
And people are still wondering how.
How you do it.
Yes.
But let's get into the how, because I think that is what's important, because
Yeah.
as much as I want to show up,
Yeah.
can I show up? Because
Yeah.
what I love about you is that there's these different branches of who Lize is.
Yeah.
There's theater, there's music, there's the
Yes.
philanthropy work that you do, and that
Yes.
is the work that a lot of people don't know about. That's the
Yes.
charity work you do. Tell
Yeah.
us a little bit of how you'd really show up in all these different facets.
So people call me the first lady of Namibian arts.
Oh yeah, that is so true.
I feel like royalty. And I think it's because showing up is not easy, Adriano. And, it's about consistency.
Right.
But firstly, it's about conviction. Having your word and saying, I'll be there tomorrow. And you actually show up tomorrow. You
Yeah.
show up on time. If you had to prepare something, that
Right.
you actually prepared it. This is what showing up is. And this is how I'm able to navigate from being a mother to young teenagers to being a wife
Yeah.
to being the founder and director of RMB Song Night. And all the other charity work that I do through the
Right.
various campaigns that I support, especially through SGBV and GBV, campaigns.
Right.
I think if you look at me and if you look at the brand that is R&B Song Night and why we're able to celebrate 10 years,
Right.
it's because of commitment. I commit to plans because it's almost a wellness factor. If I've said, I'm going to be there tomorrow, and if I change my plans, it's also fine. It's really fine. And COVID taught us that you need to be able to say no, and you need to be able to recognize if your mental health and your physical health is not good enough to show up.
Yeah.
So show up for yourself by staying home.
Exactly.
But I've honored showing up and actually being there where I said I would be, because it seems to seep wellness into my
Absolutely.
life. It seems to seep like a gratitude in my body and in my mind. And that's why I show up.
And that
actually.
translate. That
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
translate to your brand, your
Yeah.
personal brand, and the brand that R&B, the brand that 99 FM wants to be associated with you. Not just with you, but with the R&B Song Night as
Yes.
well. And I think maybe as well, Lize, that is why we've found over the past 10 years that
Yes.
so many artists have come through and have been on the stage. Tell us about, it's not in the script, that very first moment where you had the first R&B Song Night.
Adriano, I have goosebumps. At the auditions,
Right.
there was this young security guard who walked in with a little, like a plastic keyboard.
Oh, wow.
I was like, ooh. Mos, we are very judgmental also, even if we have such big hearts.
Right.
He sat down. He played literally Mozart on that
Wow.
on that keyboard, not even a piano, keyboard.
Yeah.
In his attire, he sang the most beautiful baritone.
Yeah.
And he was singing a John Legend song.
Oh, wow.
we're just ordinary people. I'm crying now because my scut. How perfect is it that you can't judge a book by its cover?
Absolutely.
It's wonderful that the cover looks good, but what is inside that mind? What is
So
inside that voice? What is
So true.
inside that body?
Yeah.
And I'll never be the same again. That's
Yeah.
that's the high for me with RMB Song Night, is that 10 years ago I had the conversation with Sandy Rudd. She says, Lize, you're the perfect person to start a platform like this.
Absolutely.
You have the spirit of hard work in you. You have the understanding of what it takes to follow through.
Yeah.
So I went to the then Playhouse,
Right.
run by 99 FM. So 99 FM actually made this happen already 10 years ago.
Wow.
By enabling us with a venue. And that's where the seed was planted, through Sandy Rudd of Playmakers and 99 FM Playhouse.
Right.
And then obviously with the incredible support that my husband Hendrik from HSC has lent to this,
Yeah.
is we opened our home to strangers. We've been opening our home
Absolutely.
to
And I
strangers
love
for
that.
a decade. And I think him also showing up
Right.
by saying, I support you.
Yeah.
That and using our private equipment and then slowly getting equipment through sponsors, through our leading support through RMB.
Right.
That's why Song Night changed to RMB,
Yeah.
because they offered so much support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how you mentioned these two brands because it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
You know, Rand Merchant Bank has been in inception and here they're supporting, and we're hoping for 10 more years, and we're hoping for many more years to come.
We're
you know?
hoping for shows like these to be on a
Exact.
regular, to be
Right.
produced, so that, this vodcast, and I like the word vodcast.
Yeah.
This was our video podcast.
Yeah.
It shows that we can archive this material, and
Absolutely.
it's another way of showing up for Namibian art, is that we're not doing a one-time show, but we're doing it, putting it online, and that's what we did with going online
Exactly.
when
with
the
R&B
pandemic
Song Night, yeah.
struck,
Exactly. I want to focus now on the artists that that have gone through the platform.
Yes.
I think that for me has been the beauty of this R&B Song Night and the
Yes.
journey of it. What does that make you feel like as the founder? Because these are artists that decide, you know what, I need to show up for myself.
Yeah.
For example, the security guard.
Yes.
The leap of faith of just showing up. Tell us a little bit more about that.
It takes, and I'm speaking to everyone at home now, just show up through the vulnerability, through the fear, through whatever you're feeling. It's not about showing up when you're well and happy and fit. It's about showing up when you are doubting yourself, when you feel small, when you feel, do I have what it takes? When you show up in those moments, that's where triumph actually comes from. They say you can't triumph without trying. And I say I have to be in the race in order to cross the finish line.
Exactly.
And if I don't feed my passions, how will they grow? So I've been so excited and overwhelmed by the success stories, Adriano. I mean, Michael Pulse was on the very first stage of Song Night 10 years ago.
Wow.
Sean Kamati is our debut pioneering Song Nighter. We have people like Priscilla and Bradley. They're award-winning Namibian vocalists and songwriters. And for me, it's about not only these top names, but people who are now scoring films, people who are now creating different artwork just
Absolutely.
because they took their leap of faith of starting to perform at Song Night. I mean, Mickey Ross is an acclaimed film writer
Right.
and performer, and she only recently took to the Song Night stage when we
Went
migrated online.
Yeah.
But to see such a versatile Namibian artist use our platform to promote her voice and her
Absolutely.
unique story, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to you as an individual. What is that feeling exactly? Because before we go on, I just want to first give you a first pop. Really, I'm getting goosebumps, but also getting a little bit emotional because
Yeah.
I understand that it's an entire production.
Yes.
The work that puts in, because here this production has been ripped off because
Yeah.
of pandemic.
Yeah.
From having an audience, but here you are still continuing with the same mantra and the same energy to
Yes.
create a platform on stage at home.
Yes.
Allowing the artists to go through this mentorship program, because there's a lot that goes into this. It's the
Yeah.
makeup, it's the wardrobe,
Styling,
it's
it's
the
the
stage
vocal.
presence, it's
Yeah.
ED Music Academy, the amazing band that has been carrying Song Night for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel as an individual when you see an artist has shown up
Yeah.
and they've gone to an international or a national platform like
Yeah.
Bradley,
Yeah.
or for example like Priscilla, or
Yes.
Sean Kamati, who we've now seen is performing in Europe?
Yes, he's actually living in the UK
Yeah.
now. So for me, I take my hat off to the team, because without the incredible support and the structure
Right.
of the team, and that's why today's topic the full topic is in conversation with the nurturers of the Namibian Sound.
Right.
And me alone, no.
Yeah.
It's literally the band. I mean, this professional band has been supporting emerging, upcoming singers for a decade, showing them through rehearsals and performance what it takes to actually perform, what it takes to be a stage director,
Absolutely.
to communicate with the band, to say this song is performed in this arrangement, please go down here, go up, let the dynamics speak. There's so much work. We call ourselves sort of an alma mater for life.
Yeah.
We're a school that you attend for life.
Absolutely.
And we're so grateful to Emily Dangwa from ED Music Academy, because I used to do all the vocal training. Now I'm doing, more of the stage directing and making people understand how important it is to take care of your vocal health, how important it is to show up and that you don't need an entourage,
Right.
how important it is to keep writing and keep putting yourself out there. So as the founder and director of Song Night, RMB Song Night, I love working with our host, Adriano Visagie, because you also make the singers go on a very intimate journey.
Absolutely.
They have to know, what do I want to promote today? And that is a sign of professionalism,
Right.
knowing and being prepared.
Right.
And obviously, Style by Martina pulls everybody into a beautiful frenzy of fashion and style.
Absolutely.
Because that also gives confidence.
Looking good makes you feel
Looking good.
And I
And
mean,
yeah.
that can translate through your performance as well. That can translate with you having to show up. And I want to be the devil's advocate
Yeah.
here. In as much as we're busy, and as much as there's this daily struggles and obstacles that we go through as individuals, how do we then show up for ourselves when I'm faced with my own obstacles, when I'm
Yeah.
faced with, looking at this obstacle in front of me as
Yeah.
opposed to saying, I want to show up for Lisa. I want to show
Yeah.
up for the friends around me. I want to
Yeah.
show up for myself. Am I able to show up for myself? Because we've seen artists, and there's this notion that says you find an upcoming artist that's never coming up because what is that hurdle that they're just not able to overcome?
The hurdle, I think, and I know, Adriano, because I still feel like I'm coming up into the international scene. And so I have to treat myself like a tender young athlete who has to warm up and, focus on my game
Right.
in order to become the master athlete that I want to be. And it really is about getting up,
Yeah.
like literally waking up in the morning and saying, I'm going to write down what I can do today with what I have now. Because you cannot want to be the next Beyonce. I want to be the first Lize Ehlers, so...
Absolutely.
I-
Yes to
it's-
that. Can we just snap to that?
that you cannot judge your journey based on somebody else's journey. You have to start working in a league of your own. So I have this saying that even if we're just showing up, I am my own competition.
Right.
And the reason you should be your own competition is because you are bettering yourself, not for outside view, for internal growth.
Right.
And internal growth translates to outside view.
Yeah.
So it really takes daily vocal health.
Yeah.
Are you putting yourself out there for free online? Are you writing songs? At least wake up in the evening, have your phone there and, remember the melody and quickly sing it. Because if you write it down in the middle of the night, tomorrow you've forgotten the melody.
Exactly.
You have the lyrics, but no
And
melody.
you've got a phone to record that,
So it's practical advice, Adriano. People sometimes call me Guru Ehlers. I'm
Yeah.
like, ek
But
is
you
Guru
are.
Ehlers.
You are. I want to jump in there because I feel that you are a guru in what you do, Lisa. I think that is translated and metamorphosized in the awards, the accolades that has been
Yeah.
granted to you. And let alone if we speak about the Namibian Annual Music Awards,
Yeah.
you've been granted an award that says, Lisa, well done for your input in
Yeah.
society. And I think that for me is also very important. How do we then translate that
Yeah.
to an artist that says, I'm knocking on Lisa's door.
Yeah.
How do I take it from here?
So it's literally knock and I will open.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't knock, and so the door never opens.
Right.
So it's about sending those 5 original songs to lizeehlers@gmail.com. It's about, if you don't have 5 originals yet, send me one. But we're working in a territory of originality and authenticity, because the new normal requires that of us. So lizeehlers@gmail.com, inbox RMB Song Night on Instagram, on Facebook, check out our videos on YouTube, and align yourself.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to nurture the Namibian sound, and you as a Namibian can do that as well by writing and creating and putting your quality original work out. And I know we're drawing to a close, Adriano. We only have 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're almost
and
done.
We can
I was about
sit
to say.
forever.
And have this conversation.
Yes.
But that's the beauty of it. 10 more of this, and the behind the scenes of those that play such a significant role in making sure that production for the R&B Song Night really metamorphosizes and comes to life, will be on this platform where you can experience. That is the 10th anniversary of the R&B Song Night, because we're nurturing the Namibian sound. It's original music. Once again, thank you so much to R&B as well as to 99 FM for this platform. But most importantly, Lisa, a huge thank you to you, because
Thank
of as a
you.
seed that was planted has allowed for you to water. I'm going to take this water.
Yes.
And maybe just say this water, and a toast to you
A toast.
that has watered this plant. All these
Yes.
beautiful plants that you see, is what you need to nurture, because that is there's symbolicness that I want to bring. It's about nurturing that little plant, and you see it metamorphosize. So thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you,
Awesome.
Adriano.
RMB Song Night, nurturing the Namibian sound.